Join me in Assetto Corsa for a replay of round 1 of the 1967 Grand Prix Championship for the South African Grand Prix held at Kyalami. I have created this championship in Assetto Corsa to recreate the 1967 season. It varies slightly from the actual 1967 season. For example, Bruce Mclaren did not start the Kyalami race, and the Lotus 49 did not debut until Zandvoort. Also, John Love is not part of my creation, yet he came second in the actual race. The actual race was held on the 2nd of January 1967. It was the first time that this track had been used in a Formula One season. There were some changes in the driver lineups from 1966. John Surtees was driving for Honda now. Graham Hill had switched to Lotus. His place at BRM was taken by Spence. Pedro Rodríguez was on trial for Cooper, so good luck to him because he ended up winning this race. The 80-lap race was, as I said, run by Cooper driver Pedro Rodríguez after he started from 4th position on the grid. This was his first Formula One win. John Love from Rhodesia finished second in a privately entered 4-cylinder Cooper, and a Honda driver, John Surtees, rounded out the top 3. The pole sitter Jack Brabham span early and had some car troubles. He finished up some 4 seconds behind the leader. Anyway, I hope you enjoy my series. The car I'm using for this series is the Mclaren Ford M2B, which can be purchased at Assetto Corsa Marketplace as part of the Classic Competition mod. The AI that forms the rest of the grid is part of the Grand Prix Legends mod that was developed by Bazza. The actual McLaren car was designed by Robin Hurd. The McLaren M2 was built around a malite monocoque. This material was created by sandwiching balsa wood between 2 sheets of hardened aluminium alloy. The M2B was finished with a white and green livery to receive backing from the makers of the 1966 movie called Grand Prix. The McLaren started as a car entered by the fictional Japanese Yamara team. McLaren used his connections with Ford to obtain a 3-litre version of the quad-cam V8 used to win the 1965 Indy 500. The stroke had to be decreased to fit into the new F1 regulations at the time. I chose to use this version of the McLaren M2B as it was the only mod that I found that could keep up with the Lotus 49s from the 1967 GPL mods developed by Bazza. So I'm driving the McLaren M2B. It's the 1966 car. Unfortunately, it's the only car that I've tested in all this that can keep up with the Lotuses. They're very quick, very quick mod, but just doing setup. The gears are pretty well standard, fuel standard, but I've dropped the diff power down to 5 and then the coast onto 30, preload 30 and the coast onto 80, and it makes the car easier to drive. It tends to want to drift more, which is not quite so understeering, which it was to start with. Just resetting VR, using Oculus Quest 3, which I had all sorts of issues with recently, to do with the link cable, but after some research I found that if you restart the Oculus session in the Oculus folder through Diagnostics tool, that seemed to fix it. Just have a look at the car. It's very hard to get out of the race seat. Yes, I had a Ford motor in it, but as I said, it's a 1966 car, so but it definitely can keep up. Let's go do some laps. Pro for corner, which I take in third, but you can get a little bit of a drift, or too much there, and then round I go. Oversteery setup I've got, and then understeery as well, so hard cars to drive. Just come around the rear cop, keeping the pit straight. See how my brake bias is. Probably too deep there. That is way too deep there. So I'm doing 25% race distance. Was 80 laps, I'm only doing 20. And I have 17 entrants, including myself, but they're basically mirrored from some of the drivers from the 1967 season, so in their cars that they raced in. But yeah, hopefully I've got that. Barbecues are very hard to get right. It's kind of should be able to power on. These cars are basically from the 67 time if I get this corner right. Practice, set yourself 10-minute practice, and then 10-minute qualifying, and then set 20 into that race. Coupe looks so nice. Get up inside here. Ahead of me, not the quickest one this one. Like that car is extremely slow. Oh, there's the end of practice.
Okay.
Take some fuel out. Zandvoort this season, so yeah. But I just set up a championship, so yeah, they were actually in Lotus. Well, I'm outside. Lotus BRM, not Lotus Clients. Coming up to some slower cars. right there at the Justice with the sunset. McLaren in front of me, easy to McLaren him. Oh, I've run out of fuel. Just setting up the race setup now. Cap hole is the best thing on a sim ring. Less than half a second behind, so that's all right. Two Ferraris behind me. The setup, so double check the fuel. Yep. Here we go. And we're off. It's Jim Clark ahead there. Changing my brake bias. Went down a second there, so I didn't understeer into Graham. Scott for the first time. Setting a stick on his tail. Lotus cars are very quick. Cooper. Into the S's. Certainly gap in fourth place, but he's marginally quicker than me. That felt nice in the barbecue. Like I'm slightly quicker in the S's there. Graham's pulling away. It looks like I'm getting a bit of slipstream here though. Closed up under brakes. If I time it right, I can get up the inside of Clubhouse. They always stick that second right-hand lane there, so definitely better under brakes there than Graham Hill. Try again. Once again, he got a bit sideways there. Last season, Graham Hill was with BRM, so moved to Lotus. To partner Jim Clark. Mclaren's still in 4th position, so but we're definitely gapping with Cooper. Very hard to outbrake though. Oh, we've touched. I still think Clubhouse is a spot. The S's. I feel like I could get up the inside here if we. But I think it would be fraught with danger, that one. Jim Clark's cleared out. Same time as that, around that time. Some 13 seconds ahead of 4th place. Whoa! Get my head back down. Tied line into the sunset didn't really work for me. 4 seconds behind him now. this cop. Back in the 19s again, so it's still slower than Graham. Performance delta is probably an app I probably shouldn't have open. Although I'm pretty well up this lap. 18s. Oh, 0.7 quicker than Graham that time. 10 laps to go. Pushing a bit too hard. Slightly quicker than Graham again. Up again. In and out of Leah Cop. Purple mini sector there. Oh, don't. Got down in the time though. 0.3. Quicker than Graham that time. So yeah, slowly catching it. Another 18s, or mid-18. slightly quicker than Graham Hill again. It's Chris Amon's fourth now in the Ferrari. Try to back it into Lee's cop. Still in the 18 slot. Clubhouse, out of Clubhouse. I feel like I'm catching him. He seems to be getting closer, but still a fair way away. Two purple sectors, mini sectors. Laps to go, I think. Yeah, 5 laps to go. Almost 4 seconds behind him though. It looks closer than that though. Got to keep it on the grey stuff. Until we cop them up. Got 202nd on Delta. And 8 and 3 of them. Wow. And Graham's locked up into Crowthorne. It's sort of smoke signals anyway. Definitely visually getting closer. Oh, back. trying a bit too hard. Backed it into the S's and had to go through the sand trap. I think there goes the race. It's back out in 5 seconds. Well, second place anyway. No way are we going to catch Jim Clark. Although we've got back markers up ahead. Jean-Pierre in the Matra F2 car, not a very quick at all. And ahead of Jean-Pierre is John Surtees in the Honda. Okay, got it right that time. Italy's got wet. Graham Hill still hasn't passed Jean-Pierre. Gaps down under 3 seconds, but yeah, it's closer to 2. Oh, he's got past him now. Okay, got to clear Jean-Pierre. Where am I going to get this done? Into the sweeper. Chowski. Job done, I think. Graham Hill's being held up by the Honda of John Surtees. That mod is very slow. Oh, I nearly hit the back end of it. I'm not sure if blue flags existed in these days. Just looked it up. Jim Clark's on his final lap, just started his final lap, so we're about to start our final lap. Get a nice little tow here from John, and then up. Then also getting a tow from Graham Hill. Brake late, and I've got them all. See, I'll brake as late as possible there, and yeah, got past Graham at the same time, so I thought I had no chance of second place. But the back markers in this mod are definitely back markers. Only a few more corners to go. Last time out of Lear Scott. Scott. Coming up to the kink start finish lines just past there. Jim's just won the race. Here we go. Happy days. And straight back to the pits. Haven't quite figured out how to stop that, but yeah, it'd be nice to have done a few victory donuts or second place donuts. How far behind? 8 seconds behind Jim Clark, so he must have been held up in traffic too, because he was 11 seconds down the road at one stage. Finished 4 seconds ahead of Graham Hill, so traffic wasn't kind to him. The Ferraris finished 4th and 5th. But yeah, that was enjoyable. That was really enjoyable, apart from my spin. I didn't do too much wrong, but anyway, it was the fastest lap, 18.3. Just checking out the fastest lap, what the AI did. So I was slightly quicker than the AI. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week when we are racing at Monaco.